Hey guys, this is That One Apple Guy, back at it again with another video. Hopefully the video quality is good. 0.5 instead of 0.6. 4K 30. Google Pixel 7a I'm recording on. Brand spanking new, kind of. For me it is. But it's like used, but it's pretty much brand new. So this is my very, very long main phone and secondary phone history. Now I have more secondary phones, but these are like the main secondary phones, if you know what I'm saying. The secondary phones I use constantly. So first off, 2015 here. By the way, I usually record on an iPhone 15 Pro, so probably the video quality will be a little lower, but you know. First off, this is my first ever phone. Not sure why it's connected to Wi-Fi here. Let's turn that off. This is an LG Lucky on TracFone. I didn't think I got mine on TracFone. I think I got mine on Verizon. Yeah, Verizon. I got it at a Family Dollar. And I have two of them. The one I used to have for my first phone, it wasn't this one because this one's from TracFone, but it's the same exact phone, and I got it the same exact year. So this was in 2015, my first ever smartphone. I had flip phones before that, and I didn't have service on most of these until I got to this phone, which we'll talk about later, but there was no service on this. This was a lot of Wi-Fi phone, but I count it as a main phone because it was a main phone for me. This screen is just terrible. It's a really old phone here. Most people actually start out with LG Lucky, so that's kind of funny that I did. This one's a 4 gigabyte, I believe. Wrong button. 4 gigabyte, yes. So it's a 4 gigabyte, and if we go to About Phone here, it's an LG Lucky on Android 4.4.2 KitKat. As you can see right there. So, first ever phone, LG Lucky here. How do you get to the recent apps? Double tap. Yes, double tap. So that is my first phone, LG Lucky. Pretty nice phone, very small. Come on. Second phone that I mained with no service was an LG Optimus Zone 3 right here. Now, this isn't the exact one, but it's the exact thing. Like, I had the exact same phone as this, basically. But I broke it. And I shouldn't have did that. But then I found this one on eBay. It's the exact same thing. Verizon and everything. Because the one I got was on Verizon. Exact same phone. So it's basically the same phone. And this one is in mint condition like the one I had. Battery's nice. Exact same one. This phone I didn't use for too long, but I like this phone. Like, I thought the camera was pretty good, even though it's crappy now, but I thought the camera was pretty good. It had a front-facing camera, which the LG Lucky did not have. I made this, I don't even know for how long. I can't remember this stuff, it's so long ago. Again, this was like, so I got this in 17, so this is probably like early 2016, I believe. I'm actually not sure. I still had tons of phones back then, but these are the ones I mainly used, you know what I'm saying? So software, Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, I believe. Yeah, Lollipop. So there's that, LG Optimus Zone 3. Very nice phone. Way better than that. Next up, so my dad used main Galaxy S3. So this phone's been passed down a lot. So this is a TracFone Galaxy S3. It was first originally owned by my grandparents. And then my grandparents handed it down to my dad. And then my dad handed it down to me. So now I have it. So very, this is, I think, mid to late 2016. I used to have two of these because my mom had one too, passed down from my grandparents. So they passed down both. But that one, I actually don't know where that one went. I think I gave it to my sister or something. But then if she broke it, dropped it or something, I don't know. But I don't know where that one went, but they were both TracFone models. here's this one. It's the same exact one that I used to have. Works perfectly fine. I got tons of old pictures on this. GarageBand 2018. These are some things I downloaded. Not Dolphin, but GarageBand. I have some old freaking pictures on this. It's so funny. Again, I didn't have service on this phone. It's running Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. I was going to do the Easter egg, but there's that. Battery's pretty crappy on this phone for an old phone. It's not bloated or anything, but right there. And then the back's kind of chipping off right there, but it's in pretty good condition otherwise. Nice old phone. Next up, this is in early 2017. It wasn't a 5S, it was a 5, and I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is, and it doesn't have a battery in it because I need to replace the battery because it was bloating. But this is just a placeholder 5S. So I had a 5, and I ran with it, and I fell, and I freaking smacked it on that pavement. It had a case on it, but it was really cheap, so it was like coming off. It was already breaking on the side, so screen absolutely shattered. I fixed the screen with some cheap ass Amazon screen, and it sucked. And then it started having lines in the screen, so I just smashed it. And then I had another 5 I was going to use as a placeholder, but that one's in service, and I don't know where that one is. So here's a 5S. This is actually a pretty rare 5S I got not too long ago. iOS 11. So I don't connect this thing to Wi-Fi. So I like this phone a lot. But when I had the iPhone 5, I really liked it, but I didn't have it for long. Mid to late 2017, I had an iPhone SE first gen. This is the same exact one, and oh my god, I have so many memories with this guy. This phone was the freaking dream of my life. I loved this phone so much. If you're coming from an iPhone 5 and switching to an iPhone SE, it's a huge, huge difference. And this was an unlocked model, and this was my first phone with service on it. And I loved this thing to death. I had this thing for 2 years straight. Not 2 years, because I got that in, well, almost 2 years straight. And it was just an amazing phone. I still have like my stuff on it from now, because I did reset it. But really nice phone. Really, really nice phone. In fact, it was so nice that I replaced the battery in it. So we're at 100% battery health. The battery holds the charge pretty good now. It was at like, I think it was like 88% battery health, but I just wanted to make this phone like feel brand new. Got a new battery in it, and this phone is just so nostalgic. I have so many memories with this phone. I absolutely loved this phone when I had it, and I still love this phone. It's on iOS 15 now. I got it when I was on iOS 10. I bought this thing used at a US Cellular, ironically. Like, they don't do that, but I guess it was one of someone they know. They're selling their iPhone SE, so I picked this guy up for $200, which is a really good deal because it was mid-2017. I think it was like March, maybe. I don't even remember, but yeah, picked it up for $200 when they were going for $400 brand new. That's pretty good. It was in brand new condition, came with the box and everything, but yeah. Made this phone for almost 2 years. I loved it to death. It was my first phone with cellular. Another thing I liked, oh my god, did I take so many pictures with this camera. Oh my god, I love this camera. And I didn't even know till like 2 years ago that it records in 4K. I thought it recorded in HD, but yeah. And the secondary phone I was using at that time was the iPhone 6. So in December of 2017, this was still my main phone, and I remember doing an unboxing on this. So I got this guy for Christmas, but I got it as an early Christmas present for Christmas. I think it was Christmas Eve I got it on. So early Christmas present. This is a straight talk model. By the way, this one's unlocked, fully unlocked, so that's nice. The iPhone 5, I think it was Verizon. This one's straight talk, Verizon track phone. But yeah, this one's straight talk here. This one is the same exact one. I remember I took a paper clip on accident and I scratched the screen right here. right there. That scratch right there. And yeah, this phone was just amazing. I still have that video of me unboxing it. It's so funny. My dad was holding the phone that I was recording on, my main phone at the time, the iPhone SE. So I didn't use this phone much, ironically. It was just not a great phone to me. And I haven't turned this thing on. It still thinks it's December of 2023. But the battery health on this is 98% because, ironically, I didn't use this thing much. This thing is in mint condition except for that little scratch on the screen. This thing's basically brand new. It's running iOS. Come on. 12.5.6. So, really nice phone. Really enjoyed this phone. Geez, there was a lot of apps to clear, but yeah, really freaking nice phone. I didn't use it much though, because this thing was slow compared to my iPhone SE, obviously. But I did like the bigger screen. Bend gate, it was a 6 regular, so it didn't really bend up much. And again, I didn't use this thing much. So I did like the camera on this guy, but it wasn't as good as my SE because this thing only had an 8 megapixel camera, so not the greatest phone. I did like it though. Not bad. No touch disease on this guy. But my mom used to have one. It was like 2018 this. And it did have touch disease. So I ended up smashing that one. I finally upgraded from my iPhone SE, or downgraded actually. I want to switch to Android. I want to switch things up. I was sick of iPhone at the time. I had iPhone for 2 years. Kind of getting sick of it. So I went ahead, went to US Cellular, and bought this guy. I don't know why it's not recognizing my fingerprint, but I went to US Cellular, bought this guy, a Moto E5 Play. This was in mid-2018. Really like this phone. Just kidding. So my dad, at the same time, bought the Moto G6 Play, which he loved that phone, but it was slow as hell. So he didn't like it towards the end, but when he first got it, it was fine. This guy, it wasn't the slowness for me. It was a slow phone, but I didn't really care. It was the issues with this phone. First off, it's so ugly. This thing is so wide. It's like a freaking iPad. Like, look, take for instance, this was the iPhone I had, right? Very, very thin. Look at how much wider. Okay? A normal sized phone nowadays, like this, almost the same size. Look. It's bigger, so yes, it can have a wider screen, but with these big bezels, having a screen this wide is just ugly as hell. Like, it's so ugly. It's just not even funny. So, I didn't like this phone. And I have major issues with it. First off, the Google account just kept messing up. It was just lagging. It froze on me constantly. I have to factory reset this phone 4 times because I couldn't get it to unfreeze or something. I don't even know, but it was a bad phone. I didn't like it. Android 8, 16 gigs. So, after that, I did switch to TracFone Wireless because I could get this phone for cheap. It was a Moto E6. My dad had the same phone. I switched to this for quite a while. About a year. I had this phone for a year, so it was 2019 now. I bought this thing, $40, Straight Talk Wireless. I love this phone. As you can see, this was the exact one. If it has the scratch, it's the exact one. I can't tell. I don't think this is the exact one, because I dropped it on a radiator and it scratched up, but I have the My Account app, so it might be the same one. Wait, I think it is, because it has the Straight Talk My Account app. Not sure. But yeah, it's really, I love this phone to death. Actually, the camera's really good on this phone for some reason. I had no issues with this phone, way better than the E5 Play. And they upgraded this thing to Android 9 Pie, so I love that. It's one of my favorite versions of Android, to be honest. Android 9 Pie. Security patch. 2021 June. As you can see, Pie. Boom. So, very nice phone. Had this thing for a little bit. Had it for a year. And the secondary phone I used, that was the Galaxy A10e. I just love this phone to death. First TouchWiz, not Touch. Oh my God, TouchWiz. First One UI phone, and One UI was such a big deal to me. It came with Android 10 One UI, which is my favorite version of One UI because it has that old notification center. It got updated to Android 11, but it's still a really good phone to this day. Like, everything's nice. One thing I really like, it was so weird. I loved the way the timer looked. Look at, like, it still looks nice to this day. Like, look at that. It actually really looks good compared to Google's timer. If we do that, something like that, it just looks so nice. Stop that, guys. Just had someone knocking. So yeah, the timer was really nice. I really had a good time with this phone. For a secondary. It was on US Cellular, but it was unlocked. It was unlocked. US Cellular phones are basically unlocked, so yeah, unlocked. Alright, 2020 here. I switched to this, which is basically the worst version of the A10e. I was still on Straight Talk. Paying freaking like $1 million a month for a freaking service. No, I did not like this phone. Don't ask. When I first got it, long story short, wow, this thing's slow right now. Long story short, when I first got it, I dropped it. Very funny story. First day I got it, dropped it on the corner, cracked the screen. It was a hairline crack. Get the hell out. It was a hairline crack going from here down. So what I did is I went to Walmart to return it, and they're like, we don't usually do this, but we're going to let you return it. So we get a full money back, and I bought the same phone. So this is the same exact phone here. Straight Talk wireless, 16 gigabytes. I didn't like this phone very much, ironically. It was bad. Running Android 12. Boom. Yeah, I didn't like it. It had 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's a worse version of the A10e. Literally. The screen's shittier. The bezels are freaking thicker. Oh, I shut that off, but yeah, just ironically not a great phone. 16 gigabytes of storage. Look, it's already filled up. 2 gigs of RAM. Look, I have nothing on here. Literally nothing on here. I put Nova Launcher on it because it's slow. Yeah. Battery cycles. Where's the battery cycle? It's going to be like a stupid number, I bet. 100%. So, yeah, I didn't use this thing for long. Camera. Actually kind of like the camera. I'm like, oh my god, it zooms in 8 times. Holy crap. It had a depth sensor, so it did do portrait. That's one thing better than the A10e. But, secondary phone I used while I was using that here was the Moto E 2020. Straight Talk. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Okay, so I just thought of something else. It's later on in the video, but I was using something. But yeah. This phone, as a secondary, the camera's great. Now that I look at this, though, this thing is huge. It's so ugly. Look at that thing. It's a behemoth. But 2 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigs of storage. I got a Nova Launcher here with a custom icon pack that I paid like $5 for, but yeah, it's really nice. 32 gigs of storage. One thing about this is it's Android 10, so it's a little bit cool and stuff, but oh, I don't have the custom thing on. So Android 10 here. Let's do a little Easter egg, I think. I don't know how to do that, really. But, yeah, really cool. I have the stupid Nova Launcher animation on. Let me fix that. There we go. So, yeah, it wasn't a bad secondary. I mean, it was actually a pretty good secondary. I didn't use it much. But, Look, it's not swiping up. I'm trying to swipe up, up, up. Kind of wondering, why won't the app switcher work? Look, I'll go into Play Store, go into the app switcher, now. Where's the app switcher? Whatever. Whatever. So there's supposed to be a phone right here. It's the Galaxy A32 5G, but we unfortunately lost that phone. Not lost it, but it broke. So I had it. I freaking loved that phone to death. Oh my god, did I love it. It was an amazing phone, because look at all the phones I had before. Except for these. They're all cheap pieces of crap, right? And this. Yeah, that was a really good phone. It was an actual quality smartphone. Some of these are quality. I mean, you might say, but yeah, that was an actual quality smartphone. And week later, I was texting, phone. So I was texting, right? Phone did that. Waist height only, right? Completely shattered. Let me find a picture of it real quick. There's a picture of it. As you can see, completely just shattered and demolished. I had this phone in 2021. It's just so sad. So sad. It was October 4th, 2021 when it broke. So, very cool. Not cool. So yeah, rest in peace, Galaxy A32 5G. So I needed a phone to hold me over. And I wasn't gonna use any blah, 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 right? And I was back to US Cellular at that time. So I wanted a Moto E. US Cellular had a Moto E for $20, right? I'm like, frick it, I need a phone, $20, here you go. Bought another Moto E on US Cellular. Same thing as this. Actually, this is the US Cellular one. See, there's no branding. So yeah, this is US Cellular, unlocked one. So yeah, I needed a phone, $20, there you go, very cheap. US Cellular is a great deal, so. Had this phone for like a year. Yeah, wait. Yeah, a year, because it was 21. So 2022, I needed a smartphone. And I got it. Couple weeks after the iPhone SE 3rd gen launched, I got my hands on one. Very limited stock. I got my hands on one. Here it is. Same exact model, but it was red. And you're like, well, this one's black. Yes, it is. That's the box. Right there, red. See? This is black. So I love this phone to death, right? No screen protector, you could tell this was used. Like, very scratched up. It's running iOS 18 beta. Very nice phone. I put it in the freezer. As a joke, right? And, so, I freaking cracked the back off. I cracked the back on this phone. It was a very sad day. So I used this phone to crack back for a little bit. Let me find a picture of that crack back. Right here, as you can see, completely shattered back. And this was on May 13th, 2023 at 8:34 a.m. Well, that's the next day, so it happened May 12th. I did replace the back on this guy, but there's major things wrong with it now. It's just, I replaced it, everything was going good for a while, and then problems started coming up. So first of all, I am not good at this, because I'm good at repairing anything else, any other phone, like Motorola, Samsung, all good, right? iPhones have the smallest freaking screws. They are so tiny, so I lost quite a bit of screws. But that is not why. The Taptic engine, first of all, failed. So this housing kit I got from eBay, it's a genuine housing with the Taptic engine included. So that Taptic engine must have been worked hard. So I ordered a new Taptic engine, right? I put it in there. And then I went to put the screen back in. The front camera cable ripped. Alright? Yep. So I bought a new front camera, put it in, sealed the phone up, right? Okay. Now, the seal wasn't good. So I had to open the phone back up. I was about to put another seal in, because I had two. Front camera cable ripped again. I'm like, oh my god. Alright? And then, the Taptic engine doesn't work. The only thing the Taptic engine works for now is the home button. This phone's falling apart. So I use it as like a beta phone. So yeah, I'm gonna eventually fix this thing, but right now it's a piece of crap. I'm gonna keep it on. Right now it's a piece of crap. I'm not gonna be using it right now. It's just, it was like good when I had it, and it sucks. And I wish I would have got it repaired by a professional. But it's not my fault that things keep breaking on it. Even if it was repaired by a professional, well, the front camera wouldn't have ripped, but the Taptic engine wouldn't have broke. I don't get what these Taptic engines are freaking doing. They're freaking messed up, but yeah, cool. While I was using this, before it was cracked, in 2022, I switched to this guy for a little bit. I bought it, US Cellular. It's a Moto G Power 2021, one of the best Moto G Powers there is. It's huge. It's gigantic compared to this. Why not just turn it off? I'm not going to use this thing. It's gigantic. I love the camera on it. It's actually still a great camera. It's still a great phone. It's very speedy for what it is. And I used it for a little bit, but I got sick of Android again. So I switched back to this. But then the Galaxy A14 came out with a 1080p screen. So I switched from this back to this. Very long and complex, like the title. And this phone I used, again, for a little bit. I actually liked this phone because it was a nice phone. But, yeah, used it for a little bit, got rid of it, switched back to this phone. Then when this phone cracked, I switched to Straight Talk, and I switched to the iPhone 11 for like 4 months. And then I switched to a Straight Talk iPhone SE for 4 months. And then I switched to a Straight Talk iPhone 12, which I lost. I don't know where it is. It's probably at my dad's for like 2 months. And then I got my main phone. The iPhone 15 Pro. The best phone ever. Ever. Ever! So, yeah. I love this phone. Bought it straight from Apple. $1,000. Very great phone. 120 hertz. I kind of wish I bought a S24, though, because I kind of like Samsung. I'm starting to hate Apple. I'm getting sick of it. I had Apple phones for quite a long time. Alright, so we're almost done this video. So this guy has 100% battery health, 203 charge cycles. This is my main phone now. And my secondary phones are the Galaxy A15 5G, which I really like, my Google Pixel 6a, and now my Google Pixel 7a. So that is my full, long, and complex collection of main phones. So I'll just put it like this so it looks a little bit better. And then we'll put this phone's right here. So it just looks better. And we're going to take a thumbnail here. Boom. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Hold like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.